Hey, it's Stu Radio on the radio, no radio. And today, I'm broadcasting from my car while it's raining. Usually when it's raining, I just sit in the car and I think about my life. It helps me clear my head and get my thoughts. It's something about the sound of rain that I just like. And I always look at rain as a new beginning, because when it rains, it washes away everything. It's like a restart button. That's how I think about it. So I was sitting in the car journaling, and something that crossed my mind today that is completely off of the topic of what I wanted to talk about is I want to challenge people to be themselves, to think the way they feel like thinking, whether it be positive or negative to somebody somewhere. I was talking to my wife and she pointed out something to me the other day. She said, "You know why I like you? Because you say your thoughts even if they're going to be rejected by another person. Even if you don't believe they're politically correct, you still say them." And I was thinking that she had a point, but I never thought of it like that. Like I always just thought like, well, why doesn't everybody just say what they think, how they feel? And she said, well, I don't know how people will receive it. So that being said, I was thinking about some more people I spoke to along the years that I've been talking to people now about different like personal things. And for the most part, I realized the pattern is that people withhold a lot of themselves when they're in relationships. Now I'm talking about intimate, I'm talking about friendships, I'm talking about, parent, child, whatever, co-workers. They just don't say things from the fact that they don't want the other person to look at them in a negative manner or something like that, right? So I'm here today to say I challenge you guys to be yourself. I realized that throughout the time of my years and just, being me, that a lot of people, they want to be different the same way. All right, let me say it one more time so you can understand. Everybody wants to be different the same way. So I'm not understanding how people want to stand out or how people want to be unique if they're not willing to say their inner thoughts on the outside. Now, I'm not saying say your most personal thoughts like, oh, I farted on myself, or that one time I took a dump and the bathroom was stinking, or my big toe has a ugly bruise on it. I'm not telling you to go out and out yourself. I'm just saying I really want you to think about what's holding you back. And a lot of times, from having these conversations with people I've mentored and just my close personal friendships, is that our issues as a society is that we hold the status quo of just thinking whatever happened before is okay today. So and this is gonna like lead and kind of change a little bit of what I'm saying, but with the same concept, is that we follow a structure. Who created the structure though? I'm not understanding why we follow a structure that somebody else created, and we want to be unique from the structure. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there shouldn't be some type of order when it comes to harming other individuals, or just the process of stuff, happening faster or better a certain way. I'm talking about in terms of what you can wear to a business meeting. Who decided that? I'm talking about what you can wear to school. Who decided that? I'm talking about who decided what's inappropriate and what's not appropriate. Who decided that, breastfeeding in public is something that, people don't like. Who decided that I have to wear a shirt when I enter a store on the beach? Like, I'm just talking about these different type of things that are decided, that create some form of structure and standard. That give structure that's according to a standard. I just wanted to say, when you have these standards put in place for social activity, then it singles out individuals or mass groups of people, depending on whatever the case may be. Let's say that everybody who has yellow hair is not accepted when we walk down the block and we go to this park. I'm just saying stupid stuff, but because I just want you guys to see it. So when you go to the park, everybody's like, oh my gosh, she has yellow hair. And all of a sudden, you're an outcast now. So you feel like you don't meet the standard of the park, so you got to go change your hair to brown. Or you got to cut your hair off, or whatever the extreme you may take it, or however you deal with it. Why isn't that people just can't accept that they don't want to go to the park, and they go find a park where it's accepted? And that's another issue. Why do you have to go somewhere where it's accepted? Why can't you just go to the park and just not worry about what they have to say? Why can't you create your own park? That's the structure that we're caught up in the status quo. It's that we just accept these norms and believe them to be, I guess you could call them taboos, and we don't do anything. We don't do anything, or we don't fight anything, and we take everything that we really feel about a situation or a circumstance or a relationship, whatever it is, and we hold it deep inside, and then it starts to chip away at our morality and our at our morals that we have inside of us, and we begin to develop a sort of a depression and anger and anxiety and all these other stuff that comes with it because we choose not to do with it. So it's almost like you're not being yourself to the point where it starts to deteriorate you from the inside out. And then you see it on your face, and you're like, well, why do you feel like this? Or you become disgusted, and it breeds hate because you are upset that it has to be a certain way, or you're upset that you don't meet that standard, and you might never meet that standard. Like, they might say, well, you can't be a basketball player in the NBA unless you're 6'5". Now, if they made that the standard, you would have a hard time trying to get the shorter people in there. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't shorter players. Obviously, there are some exceptions. But my point is, what I'm saying is that when there's standards that's set like that, and you're trying to mold who you are and the individual you are, that we're not created the same, even in twin scenarios, we're not created the same, and you're trying to mold yourself and cookie cutter your whole embodiment, your whole everything, and put it to a certain, I don't know, category. It just takes away so much of you that you gotta mold and be the same as somebody else. Now, my question is, who are the people that they're creating the standards from? Who set these standards? Who said that was okay? And why aren't you questioning that? So I'm challenging you today. I challenge you to be yourself. Look in the mirror and say things that you have on your mind that you've been holding down deep inside of you, whether it be positive or negative to you. Who cares? And just write them down in a journal if you don't want to say them out loud. I'd rather you look in the mirror so you can see yourself and see your eyes in the mirror, and you know how serious you are. That being said, I'm just enjoying the rain right now. If you like this video and you want to see the rest of my videos and you want more stew, please like, share, comment, and follow me on Facebook, and you can follow me on Instagram, and you can follow me on YouTube. So it's Stew Radio on the radio, no radio. I'll see you on the other side. Hope you learned something.